Good morning and welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living on this beautiful summer morning. Is it cloudy and sunny? Well, if you get above the clouds, it's always going to be sunny, right? All right, let's get started.
I'm gonna go with the moment. I'm gonna feel so free. I'm gonna dance to the rhythm of the universe. I'm gonna lead my destiny. I'm gonna go with the moment. I'm gonna feel so free. I'm gonna dance to the rhythm of the universe. I'm gonna lead my destiny. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance to the rhythm of the universe. I'm gonna lead my destiny. I'm gonna go with the moment. I'm gonna feel so free. I'm gonna dance to the rhythm of the universe. I'm gonna lead my destiny. I'm gonna go with the moment. I'm gonna feel so free. I'm gonna dance to the rhythm of the universe. Gonna lead my destiny. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance to the rhythm of the universe. I'm gonna lead my destiny. I'm gonna dance to the rhythm of the universe. Gonna lead my destiny.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Shane Hughes. I'm your host for today. Repeat after me if you dare. I am a love, joy, and happiness magnet.
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 One more time. I am a love, joy, and happiness magnet.
I am a love, joy, and happiness magnet.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to our Center for Spiritual Living. I'm glad you're here. Our Center for Spiritual Living Salt Lake, where transformation happens. Whether you're here with us in person or live streaming or love streaming, please just know you're welcome. Love streamers, will you please share with us where you're love streaming from? Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy based on philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among all religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so we'd help make the world a better place. Please say with me our purpose statement. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discoveries. Right on. Okay, so our theme for this month is letting it go. And Reverend Cindy's doing the talk today, and her talk is, it is what it is, except. Teresa Martin will be doing our reading and prayer today, and Brother Jim Ferris is currently holding high watch, knowing our highest good. Thanks, Jim. Today's special music is Mandy Danzig. Yeah! Woohoo! I never did figure out who next week's speaker is. Is it you? Oh, next week's speaker is Reverend Cindy. Yay. The Revenator. Next week's music will be the Eagles. Oh, no, actually, it's way better than that. It's Rory. Cool. Okay, as of a few hours ago, the Olympic medal count was first place, the United States of America, 125 medals. Second place, China with 91. Third place was Great Britain with 65. And I've always wondered, why does the United States almost always do so much better in the Olympics than all the other countries? Why is that? Well, I figured it out. It's because our country has more CSLs than anybody else. Yep, you're welcome, America. Okay, so as you're doing the food, fun, and friends, please keep posting those pictures. We love them. It's awesome. Okay, all right. So we started this on July 28th, and we're continuing for 100 days till November 4th. It's a Center for Spiritual Living Atlanta started this, right? We are cultivating a special mindfulness practice to raise vibration for the 2024 presidential election. And I get a message every day, a voice message. It's great. I love it. Okay, today after service, we're holding a very special town hall meeting and then a potluck. Well, them are always amazing. And everybody's invited to attend. And even the live streamers, you guys are welcome to attend that town hall meeting also. Okay, on 14 August at noon, we're still doing the energy codes class. This will be number 3, number 3rd. Starting, like I said, started at noon, ends at 1:30. I went to last week's class. It was terrific. It's good stuff. It's hosted by Reverend Cindy and my wonderful wife, Kathy, although I don't see her right now. Make a note of that. Did you know we rent out our classrooms and sanctuary for private events, birthday parties, weddings, business meetings, bar mitzvahs, I would think? Why not? Sure. If you're looking for a space for your next event, please contact Robert Wetzel, I know right there, for more information. Thanks, Robert. Of course, yeah. So, and Robert, just wanted to thank you for being the master of coin. You're doing a good job, buddy. Appreciate you. To get more information about our center, you're invited to go to www.spirituallyfree.org. And also, you can find us on Facebook at Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Do we have anyone visiting us for the first time? I didn't think so. What's the first rule of Fight Club? You don't talk about Fight Club. Okay. So we don't have anybody visiting us for the first time. Any first-time visitors on live streaming? Raj, you see anything over there? No? Okay. Just know that y'all welcome here, and we just hope you experience a blessing for everybody, except my wife. Well, she's late.
Cancel that.
We must be on time. It's important. Our ministry is founded on prayer. Prayer helps us deal with whatever comes our way, to recognize the spiritual purpose for whatever might be happening in our lives. If you're having trouble knowing that, please let one of our amazing practitioners wearing the purple stoles help you know it for yourself help you know it until you can know it for yourself. Right after services, they'll be in the prayer room. There she is. Yeah. She hates that stuff. Right after service, they'll be in the prayer room and help and pray with you for your highest best. I already said that. Now I invite you to go within and allow the century music connect you with the God within.
I There are modalities or ways in which consciousness can flow into what we do and into the world. These modalities align our life with the creative power of the universe. They are the underlying energy frequencies which flow into our actions. Each is appropriate to certain conditions. The modalities of awakened doing are acceptance, enjoyment, enthusiasm, each with a vibrational frequency of consciousness. If we are not in one of those states, we will find that what we create sufferings for ourselves and others. If there is something that we cannot enjoy doing, at least we can accept that this is what we have to do. The acceptance means, for now, this is what this moment requires me to do, and I do it willingly. Performing an action in the state of acceptance means that we are at peace while we do it. That peace is a subtle energy vibration which then flows into what we do. That peace, that subtle energy vibration, is consciousness. And the way it enters the world is through surrendered action, one aspect of which is acceptance. If we neither enjoy nor bring acceptance to what we must stop. Otherwise, we are not taking responsibility for the only thing that matters, and that is that we have a responsibility for, which is our state of consciousness. Let us contemplate that for a moment or two. In this moment of acceptance, I surrender to that power and that presence within me, to the power and the glory of God that our band just spoke about. And Rick's beautiful composition. I am grateful and appreciate all that is happening this day. Every aspect, every moment, every word, every thought, every breath, all in the power and the beauty and the power of the one life. That life is in each and every one of us. It sings through us. It speaks through us. It is us. We are it. In body, mind, and spirit, we are connected to that one divine presence at all times. And on this beautiful Sunday morning, I give thanks for all that is here, all that is taken to bring this service to our center and to the wide world, to those who are listening online, and the presence that moves through and as us. I give thanks for all who have taken part in putting this service together. I so appreciate, accept, and surrender to that oneness, that loveliness, that beauty, that poise, that balance, that harmony. I surrender to all of it. I give thanks that this is a beautiful day, and there is only good. There is only good, happiness, joy, as we move into that space of ourselves. So giving thanks for all that is, I am deeply grateful. As together we say, and so it is.
All right. I guess we move on to Into Your Hands by Jamie Lula. And if you noticed, we have another amazing musician here joining us, Mandy Danzig. So glad to have her. All right, so here we go.
Into your hands commit my spirit into your hands. I commit my soul into your hands. I surrender to your hands, oh Lord. I don't know what the divine plan is. I can't make sense of what I can't see. Yet I know that it's all in order and beyond my wildest dreams. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul. Into your hands I surrender. Into your hands, oh Lord. Serenity is not the absence of life going on around me. It's the stillness I find in any moment, and the truth that sets me free. Oh, into your hands I commit my spirit. Into your hands I commit my soul. Into your hands I surrender. Into your hands, oh Lord. Into your hands, oh Lord.
Thank you. All right, so I don't remember, I became affiliated here in 2017, and I don't know that I remember even hearing you play. So it's been a while, right?
It has been a little while, yeah.
Yeah, so Mandy Danzig, and instruments, there's all kinds of instruments up here. This will be great.
Okay.
Yes, Mandy Danzig is now up.
Well, with the theme of things being the way they are, that is sometimes a hard journey. So I was just looking through my songs, and this one stuck out to me. When it goes, it will leave your heart empty, no blood on your cross, no tablets of stone. Might be cold, without the promise of redemption, you'll have to get by on your own. Don't turn back for what you couldn't find. There's no heaven dwelling in the past. Face your heart, and if the field is fallow, see what grows when it goes. try to trade the seeds of your sorrows. They lie in that field, now harrowed and sown. The tender stem, though slow to root, with time begins to grow. Don't turn back for what you couldn't find. There's no heaven dwelling in the past. Face your heart, and if the field is fallow, see what grows when it goes. See what grows when it goes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Mandy. I love that. See what grows when it goes. Perfect for today's theme. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. So, yes, we're talking about letting it go this month, one of my favorite subjects. And today we're on the second A of the triple A's of letting it go. The first one that we talked about last week was acknowledge. And today we're talking about acceptance or accept. And yes, it is what it is. Everyone's heard that, right? Everyone's heard that term. Well, before I talk a little bit more about that, I want to just talk about acknowledging where we were last week. What we talked about last week was that we all have these stories. We all have these stories that keep us where we were. We have stories that identify us as who we used to be. We have these stories that make it okay for us to hold on. But we're not here to hold on. We're here to let things go so that our life can blossom in only the way it can blossom when we're not having our fists clenched, right? So these stories, I actually invited you to sit with your stories last week, and we're going to work more on that this week. But acceptance in human psychology is a person's recognition and assent to the finality of a situation, attempting to change or protest it. But I wanted to dig into this book some more, this Letting Go book by David Hawkins. This is my inspiration for the month. I'm not telling everyone to go out and read it, but you know what? If it's knocking on your heart, this is a profound book. If you have had challenges in the past of letting go of things, this book is for you. And it's just come to me that I wanted to start with a paragraph. So, it's chapter 11, it's acceptance. In acceptance, we enjoy the experience of harmony. We feel as though events are flowing. We feel secure. We can be of service to others without feeling that feeling of self-sacrifice. There is a feeling, I'm okay, you're okay. It's a feeling of belonging, connectedness, fullness, loving, understanding, and the feeling of being understood. It is a feeling of caring, warmth, and self-worth. Because of the security of this state, we can allow ourselves to be soft, mellow, and natural. There is a joy, and we feel in tune and relaxed. There is a feeling that it's all right just to be ourselves. That's just a part of the importance of acceptance. So, back to the name of my talk, it is what it is. So, we all know that idiom. We've all heard it over and over again. But I've heard it in many different ways. I've heard some people say, it is what it is. That's a very different vibration than it is what it is. It's not even subtle, and yet it can be subtle. But it's very important, and I want you all to pay attention to that. Because I've had those moments where I went, it is what it is. I know I'm not alone. I've had it happen over and over, but until I can make that flip to true acceptance from that place of softness, mellowness that Dr. David Hawkins was talking about, that energetic, that vibratory field will not get in alignment with our good because we're holding on still. Well, we might be saying the words, but saying the words and really embodying what we're talking about are two very different and distinct things. So, I know that we are energy beings, and we talked about that last week. We must pay attention to the energy of our words. Look, I've been places where someone has looked at me in the face and said words, and I knew it was true or I knew it wasn't true. Have we all had that experience? You know, I've had people on salespeople and customer support people say, "Oh, we've got it. This will get corrected," and I knew that's not the case. And then I've had some bumped into customer service people that were so coming from the divine, that this was their life work, that they really wanted to make sure that I was happy, that I was happy with their product or their service, that they were going to go out of their way and make sure that I believed those words because I felt it from their heart. So we get to monitor ourselves about this. I know when I say something just to end the strife. You know what I mean? Like you're in an argument, you're not agreeing with someone, and you just say what you need to say so that you're not in that painful place. But that's not the place that transformation happens from. I want to make sure that you all understand that when I say authentically, it is what it is, that I'm not saying it's okay for the injustices of the world. Because I hear that sometimes. That if you're so okay with everything the way it is, what about this? What about those people? What about them? What about this child having trauma? I know there's a lot of whatabouts out there. The truth is that we can still be in acceptance and not like the behavior. We can be in acceptance and surrender and forgiveness and know that it could have been done in such a different way. What I know is if I am for love, I am for transformation, then I can't be against something. And if you're going to ask me to go out there and march and carry a sign, it's because I'm for love. I'm for the thing that I'm marching about. I'm not going out there against something. Yes, thank you. Now, I have some amazing ministerial mates that I went through classes with. And there's a couple in particular that I remember when COVID started that was so against the vaccines. You know, and I said, I'm not sure where I am on that. What I know is that I want to go visit my mom. And she's in her 80s, and you betcha I'm going to get a vaccine. I'm not bringing that to her. No way, no how. Right? So I said to my classmate, help me understand. Help me understand how you can be against something that is actually doing good. And there was a lot of other theories and writings that she pointed out. And I just said to myself, I know what's right for me. That's what I have to do here, is check in here and make sure it's right for me. So, I want for us to always come from that place, that place of consciousness that Teresa read us about. That's our responsibility, to come from that higher consciousness. That's why we are in communities like this, because we want to come from that place. And I dare say, even though that's our intention, sometimes we miss the mark. And that's okay too, because we are these spiritual beings living this human life, and we get to recognize when we miss the mark. So another quote from David Hawkins. We all have the opportunity to choose whether we want to hang on or let go of emotional upsets. We can look at the cost of hanging on to them. Do we want to pay that price? Are we willing to accept the feelings? We can look at the benefits of letting them go. The choices we make will determine our future. What kind of future do we want? We will choose to be healed, or will we become one of the walking wounded? That's not what I want in my life. I've had plenty of opportunities to feel hurt, to have wounds. It's called life. It happens. It happens with friends and family. It happens with coworkers. It happens out there in the world. Misunderstandings. It happens. But I choose to walk in the world as a whole and complete being of love, which means I do not want to hang on to these things. I do not want to hang on to that old stuff. Eckhart Tolle said, acceptance means for now, this is the moment this is what the moment requires me to do, and I do it willingly. So last week, I assigned you some growth work. And that was to sit with your story. Those stories that we have that cause us to hold on to things. Those stories are pretty seductive, right? Because they make us right. They make us self-righteous. They make us hold on to things even longer because, hey, it really happened. Those stories, when we acknowledge them, we need to take the next step and that is accept them. So that's what we're going to do right now. Those stories, as Deepak Chopra said, nothing brings down walls as surely as acceptance. So if you're ready to bring down a wall, I ask you to play along with me today. Close your eyes. and go back to that story. If you weren't here that last week, it's okay. Think of one story you have about your life that keeps you reliving the same thing over and over. Something that you're holding on to. Maybe someone in 3rd grade told you you weren't good at something that you really wanted to do. Maybe a parent said, no, you can't be an artist, you have to be a doctor. Whatever it is, some story. Maybe a trauma or something that happened outside of the home, whatever that story is. I want you to go back to that story. And what we did last week is we looked at it from witness consciousness. We were the observer of the story. Don't go back to the story and relive it. Go back to the story and witness what you were going through, what you felt. This story had kept you safe. It kept you right. It kept you mad. So we want to honor that. We want to honor that. We want to move on. And we want to feel how it feels in your physical and emotional bodies. Now, when you identify how you feel, whether emotionally, physically, or both, I want you to just hug it. Hug it from the inside. Give yourself a hug from the inside. Hug. Hug with love. Almost like you're embracing a friend you haven't seen in a long time. And as you're hugging the story that has kept you where you are for whatever reason, you start feeling just a little bit more comfortable with the discomfort of it. A little bit more, hug it a little bit more. My friends, this is a place of bravery. To acknowledge and then accept. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Make a note of it so you know how that felt. This is something that you can do all the time. You know, Wayne Dyer said, if you don't have a story, you don't have to live up to it. What about that? It's profound. And I like that, although I do know that we harvest wisdom from these stories. I wouldn't be who I am today without my stories and without acknowledging them and then accepting them. But I don't know about you. I'd rather live from a story of empowerment, a story of overcoming, rather than those stories of trauma, those stories of places and spaces that kept me imprisoned in my own mind, in my own heart, which then manifested in my world. I also find in doing this work that sometimes our hearts and our heads don't come to the same place at the same time. It's kind of like grief. Sometimes I'm really good in my heart and my soul with all that's happened in my family, and then, pow, there it is again. My heart is just wide open and soft, and I feel the emotions coming on. Even though in my head I feel like I've really made strides and I've found the wisdom in everything that's happened. So you have to give yourself time. You have to give yourself lots of genuine, compassionate self-love. while you're going through letting it go. One thing I know about working with clients, so many of you know I've worked with clients in letting it go, and I used to go to folks' homes that were borderline hoarding situations. And this is what I know. I couldn't go in and work more than like 2 or 3 hours because this work is heavy. This work is valuable. This work is transformative, but it's heavy duty work because it's not about the hoard. It's not about the things. It's not about the stuff. It's about those stories that we make around the stuff and the emotions that get caught in our energetic body. See, if we don't do this work, what happens is we end up having disease. It outpictures in our body. It outpictures in our emotional state, our spiritual state. So this is very important work. I know that once I stop blaming, feeling victimized, regretting, thinking, oh, it coulda, woulda, shoulda been like this, when I really let go of that stuff, I find the wisdom, I find the power to accept and move on. I'm going to tell you just a shortened story of that so that you can know how it's worked in my life. From a previous divorce, my former and I owned a home. And when we went into the divorce process, there was my mind wanting to hang on to that home, like fight for it. But I had done visioning. I had sat in the quiet, and what my soul was saying is, let go. That if I let go, what's on the other side of letting go was freedom. Mentally, it was tough. To the bank account, it was tough. To my loved ones that helped me get into that house, it was difficult to explain this. But I knew freedom was my ultimate intention in this process. So I go to this meeting at a title company with the realtor that helped us get the house, who was more of my former's friend. And we sit down and we were going to sign some paperwork, and all of a sudden it moved from us selling it to her soul owning it. And I felt sort of ambushed. And I'm sitting at that table, I'm sitting in that meeting, and I could feel my whole face getting red. I could just feel this warmth, and I was like, what is going on here? I took a deep breath. I closed my eyes for a second, and my soul spoke to me and said, you want freedom? Sign the papers. You said you want freedom. Here's the paperwork. I didn't want to be in this hard-fought fight to get my half of the house, because my soul wanted freedom so that I could move on to this life that I have. I'm not saying that's the only time I've gone through this, but that was a very visceral experience. I could feel it. It was, my mind was having a fight with my heart. Like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? How could you do this to your future and your finances? And oh my God. But the bottom line is, my soul knew what it wanted. I knew what I wanted. So, for me, I always get to make that choice. For all of us, we always get to make the choice. What's your ultimate goal here? Freedom, power, living your best life? Whatever those things are for you, that's what I want to choose from, not from that past stuff. There's plenty of past stuff. We all come together here in this room with our baggage of past stuff. We do. And we get to find the peace in it, find the wisdom in it, so we can move on. So now you know the first 2 A's of letting it go. Acknowledge and accept. Now here's the fun part. Next week we get to talk about action. That is sweet, isn't it, Shane? Action. So I'm going to end with this quote from this very wise man we all know, Eckhart Tolle. This is what he says. Accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as you have chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Make it your friend, your ally, not your enemy. This will miraculously transform your life. I'm going to say that again. Accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you have chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Make it your friend and ally, not your enemy. This will miraculously transform your whole life. Let's pray. Let's just take in a nice deep breath and breathe in all the wisdom from Eckhart, for David Hawkins, for whatever has come through my life, these triple A's of letting it go. Just breathe it in. There's something for us in everything. That's what I'm grateful for. No matter what the event, circumstance, challenge, it's always for us. I'm grateful to know this. I'm grateful to know this for those of us that aren't ready to know this, but I know it. I'm holding that for myself, for our community, for all of our loved ones. I'm grateful for this beautiful summer day and that we get to be in this comfortable, cool room that supports us so well. I'm grateful to know there is only one power, one presence, one love. It doesn't matter what you call this one, whether it's Mother, Father, God, energy, Hashem, Adonai, the way, the divine matrix, light, unconditional love, one. It's everywhere, in everything, every moment of every day. It's in every musical note. It's in the hum of the air conditioner. It's in the seats that support us. It's in every nook and cranny of our lives. Even when we forget, there's only one. Because I know this is true and this is so, I claim and know that I am one with the one. Allowing God to use my voice, my hands, my mind. And I know the same is true for each and every soul within earshot of this prayer. That we are all connected. We are all the one, experiencing life through our lives, through our joys, through our griefs, through our challenges, through our triumphs. We can never be separate from this. And it can never be absent because it's always, always present. And within this presence, I claim and know for all of us that are here to let it go. That this is what we choose, moment to moment. This is what we choose. We choose to let it go. We choose to not ruminate in that past, in those stories that keep us light years behind. We choose instead to move forward. We're doing it right here in this moment because we are here in this room. This is what's happening now. We've made our choice. And I know because we are here making these choices, we also honor those who are going through something distinctly acute, as in pain or a diagnosis or a change in their loved one's life and health, in their wholeness. That we honor those things that are happening in our world, in our central world where we live on a daily basis. Those people that we touch, that we see on a daily basis. For those beautiful souls that we live with, that we love with, that we laugh with, that we cry with, that are going through things, we honor their journey and know that their soul is always whole and complete. And the temporary news is there's pain happening. There's something going on, and we honor it, and we allow them to just be where they're at and embrace them with love. Embrace them with knowing that it's all God, and God is always good. We also claim and know this for our planet, for Mother Gaia, and what she's going through to right the challenges that have happened so that our climate and our earth can be fresh and back to where it started from. We know that healing is at hand for ourselves and our planet. We know healing is at hand for ourselves, our United States of America, and every other country that's going through challenges and wars and things like that. We know that healing is happening in this instant now. And for this, I am thankful. For this, I am grateful. I'm grateful to know the power of the one. I'm grateful to know the power of affirmative prayer, allowing it to just let it go, to surrender it to this power and presence and oneness that I love, that we love, that we support by showing up and saying yes to our lives, to what we're here to do and be. So as we surrender it into those laws, those spiritual laws that we know work 100% of the time, 24/7, 365. We let it go. We let God do what God does. And on the human realm, we just let go of the steering wheel. Just let it go. Imagine yourself just letting it go. And if any of this resonates for you, with you, please say with me, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
Thank you. The ushers are getting ready. They're going to come forward and work their way back. Thank you for giving. Thank you for being here. There's a lot of you that just give automatically, and thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you in this room, I like to remind all of us that we are so blessed by our abundance, that the best way to know that it grows is by letting it go. It always comes back. So that's the spiritual principle of abundance. You have to give it to receive it. Just like our breath. Everything that we give, the love that we give, comes back multiplied. Thank you. Thank you, Sue, our newest practitioner. So let's bless this offering by extending your heart through your hands and repeat after me. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We get to give from the overflow, knowing it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. We are so blessed. Thank you.
You're next. Yeah. All right, we'll hear from Mandy with that last song that she sang. It just opened up my heart. Thank you. So, here we go.
Well, this is a song about one of my favorite birds, the chickadee. And they have such scary lives, you know, poor little birds. There's cats. I mean, we all love our cats, right? And it's scary out there. And so I watched them at the feeder, and they have this little system because they're kind of communal. And one of them will sit up in a tree kind of watching, and the other one will dart into the bird feeder. They're very selective. They only want sunflower seeds. And they're the black-capped chickadee, so they're named after their song. If the one in the tree sees any danger, it'll say, chickadee. And the other one knows, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. And then if the danger gets cleared, it'll sing the same song again, but with a little extra, chickadee. And I just thought, you know, part of acceptance and part of preparing for transformation is really recognizing it's scary and acting anyway. So that's what this song is about. Walking on the tapered edge of a limb, rocking, feeling the tug of the wind. What if she is like me, longing to be free? Suddenly a gust of wind shakes her from the tree, and she sang, this is what I planned. No. Grand, isn't it grand, isn't it grand, isn't it grand? Thinking on the jagged edge of my mind, clinging to the way my world is defined. What if I let myself fall into the sky? Would I end up on the ground? Would I be alright? And she sang, chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. grand? Isn't it grand? Isn't it grand? Isn't it grand? The wind rushes up at me. It shakes me from my nest. It feels like I'm tumbling from my home into the wilderness. Woo! Flying on the velvet edge of the wind, relying on the courage budding within. For the first time I remember, I can clearly see there's a path for each of us, but only if we leave. And she sang, this isn't what I planned, no. But isn't it grand? Isn't it grand? Isn't it grand? This isn't what I planned, no. But isn't it grand? Isn't it grand? Isn't it grand? Isn't it grand? Oh, thanks.
Wow, thank you, Mandy. That was wonderful. And thank you for the continuing of the letting go. I uncovered some things in my basement that have been there for many years. I pulled the sheets back and went, oh, okay, polish them off, move them out. So working on that, and thank you for your sharing. And thank you, everyone, for coming. And we will finish. There's an event after this, right? We have the town hall. Right after. Right after. Okay.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, didn't know the love of God